Now, back in 2006, 2007, 2008, around that time, I was a promoter in the city of Long Beach. And as a promoter back in the day, I booked this dude a few times. And every time I booked him, he always came through with a big crowd. He was always very professional. He always gave a good show. And as a promoter who's dealt with a lot of unprofessionalism, I appreciate that. And I remember it till this day. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, KIKI Smooth, the first Mexican rapper out of Compton. What up, dude?
What up, family? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. Appreciate you joining the program, dude. I want to go way back, man. I want to get to know KIKI Smooth all the way. So let's take it all the way back, man. Tell everybody where you grew up.
I grew up in Compton, California. My mom, I am first generation of from my family. So my mom and my grandma and my aunties went from Mexico, Guerrero, Mexico, to Compton, California. So I was brought up in the home of gangster rap. You know what I mean? Growing up in the city of Compton in the 80s and 90s was an educational street. That's but also imagine seeing Eazy-E with BG Knockout rolling by Compton High. I'm a fucking, teenager, and everybody's running to the gate. So I run to the gate. I'm thinking it's a fight, but that's just giving me the chills thinking about this shit. And it was Eazy-E and BG Knockout. I tell Knockout every time I'm with him, I tell him about that story. It changed my life, and then going to the Compton swap meet and seeing DJ Quick and Second to None there, my mom worked at Louis Burgers. So if you're from Compton, California,
Rosecrans,
no, she worked at the original one on Alameda. Her and my aunties were some of the first employees at Louis Burgers. My auntie and my uncle met each other at Louis Burgers. So some of my cousins are actually real Louis Burger babies.
I love that shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and when my mom, without knowing who the fuck these guys were, it was most infamous group out of Compton, California, will always go to Louis Burgers. Without my mom knowing who these men were, my mom would serve these men. And I'm talking about Arabian Prince, DJ Yella, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, MC Ren would go to Louis Burgers, and years later, my mom starts seeing these guys on TV, and she's like, "Hey, I know those guys. They're always at Louis Burgers buying food."
Damn.
So growing up in the city of Compton in those eras, in that era, what they call the golden era, was amazing for me. At the age of 14. After hearing Get Funky Enough by
DOC.
The DOC, I decided to become a DJ. And that's where while I was tagging, and tagging in Compton, it's not like, everyone knows. Tagging in the 90s was as close as you could get to, walking at the edge of gang banging.
Yep.
Because tagging went from tag bang. It went from graffiti, hip hop to tag banging. In the 92, everything changed. Everything. Right when you thought you were, doing something good, you were actually fighting for your life. Right when you thought you were expressing yourself, you had to fight for your life to express yourself. It became a way to just do fuck up shit. And the year I graduated, actually, class of 94. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're good because your story is so good. I want to go slow. I want to go real slow, and I want to talk specifically about the tag banging part, because I myself was a tagger, and as soon as they started adding 13 and carrying straps, I was out. I just saw that coming a mile away. But I had the homie Ouch on my show not too long ago, tagger from back in the day, graffiti artist and all that.
Yeah.
And one of the crews that came up, and it's an infamous crew, and it's one of the first ones that I ever remember as a tagger, and it was KCC. And in my
Yeah, I'm
research
from
of you,
KCC.
I saw you have a song KCC and King's Coachella.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I remember it being King's Control in Compton. I think it was that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then it changed into they just the tag banging thing came in. But
It's a barrio.
yeah. Talk to us, man, about the early days and your time experience with KCC and your whole tag banging, kind of that period of time.
Well, let's rewind. Me and my brother would walk to junior high school through these alleys, and everywhere we walk, we will see these pieces and these throw-ups. And for people that don't know pieces, it's a drawing. It's a real fucking artwork on a fucking wall. All right? It's not this little scribble scrabble. It's real art, and by this guy by the name of Skull, rest in peace. He is the founder of KCC.
Yeah.
So KCC started in the early 80s. Devo told me it was like 82. So at that time, me and my brother are just some fucking little kids walking to school, and we're mesmerized by these alleys. So we lived on Mona and 127th. My brother's godfather lived on Mona and 136. So sometimes, being from a poor family, your mom would be like, go to your Nino's house. He's going to give you some eggs and some milk. So we would walk these alleys, and every day we would see these markings and these beautiful drawings that my little brother Dale, he gravitated first. He gravitated to tagging first. And those pieces created me and my brother as a tagger. I wasn't from KCC right away. Me and my brother were from a crew called Compton D&K. We were more towards downtown Compton. So being poor, we ended up getting kicked out of that house. We had to move out. So we moved with our grandma on Rosecrans and Alameda on Willow Street. So that was the starting point of me and my brother breaking out of our shell, wanting to do something towards hip hop. So me and my brother started dancing. You feel me? We were breakers, and breaking turned into tagging. And at that time, we weren't cool enough to be from KCC. You feel me? Because KCC is like the Lakers.
They were
or
royalty.
Ruthless Records.
They were royalty.
Yeah, and they still are. They still are royalty.
Can't hate.
And my best friend, rest in peace, Crack, rest in peace, and the Galarza brothers lived one block away from us, and they were starting a tagging crew called DMK, Doing Much Chaos. We were the guys that we couldn't get into KCC because we weren't up. We couldn't get into CLK, that's another big ass crew out of Compton, because we weren't up. So
by
all
up,
the guys.
For anybody who doesn't know, by up you mean is getting your name up as much as you can on the walls anywhere, anywhere.
And you're talking about the prime of tagging.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So we're talking about raves, ditching parties, and tagging. Baggy clothes and techno. See, a lot of people don't know that this was the environment that taggers had.
Hauser shirts.
Yeah, steel toe boots. We were out groovy. It was not a gangbanging shit first, So everybody at Compton High that wasn't known and wasn't up as the top crews pretty much ended up breaking into two crews, and that was KAK and DMK. I wasn't part of KAK because I didn't live on that side of the bridge. So Rosecrans, before that bridge, it was just Alameda that separated Rosecrans from a Blood neighborhood and a Crip neighborhood. See, so I lived in the Crip neighborhood. There was no way I was going to do some KK, because the KKs lived in the Blood neighborhood. So we gravitated towards the guys that lived on our side. So when we started tagging, we ended up beefing with the KAK. You know, it was just weird. It was just this, I'm upper than you. And we were like, hell no, you're not upper than us. So I started learning the art of graffiti while my brother was already advancing to the art of doing throw ups and pieces. You know, my brother was really, really heavy into art. Shout out to my little brother Dale. That's, you know, my little big brother. He's a big ass motherfucker. Anyways, it got to the point where we started fighting each other. And then it got into a little bit of gun violence, you know? So we started tagging with guns in our pockets. And then around 93, things started changing. And, you know, it got really, really violent where people like KCC, OFA, STK, you know, all the big ass crews, they were going to jail, and, you know, the gang members were like, what the fuck? What are you guys? You know, so the Mexican mafia actually put a green light on all taggers. Mm-hmm. And that changed everything.